The way I play tennis, I'm so light on my feet, so supple. Bang, bang, 20 pull-ups, but bang. By the way, take that in for a second. You've earned it.
You've earned it, son.
You've earned it,
son.
Camera on there? Don't worry about that.
I met Bryan when I first got to LA, and me and him just hit off right away. He kind of took me under his wing. He's lived in Venice for like 25 years, and he knows fighting a lot about it.
We quickly became very good friends because he was just so funny, and it's a language. When you share a sense of humor on that level with somebody, it's an intimacy. And I'm such a huge fight fan, and I thought, we kind of said, why don't we do a podcast together?
We get together. We have our own little studio there at Fox, and it's just so much fun. It's basically, we talk anyways. Now we're just recording it. It's a great way to kind of get these people who aren't fans to listen in, tune in, and it's going really well.
Firing the kid. We're out.
Later.
Oh, look at this. Guys, calm down. Guys, no, calm down. Calm down, guys, seriously. Seriously, guys, I need horses. Can we get crowd control? We need some horses.
Bryan, I'll do the left side. You get the right side.
You get that side. Guys, seriously, we're only two men. Take it easy. I know it's Sunday. I know you guys waited in line all night for this event. All right, listen, guys, it's 4 people in the audience. Clap like you're 50. Clap like you're 50, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Small but strong. Small but strong, like Brendan's head. All right. We're here to... Oh, look at this. More people coming in. Guys, relax. It's just Brendan Schaub and that other guy, the guy from The Hangover. What's his name?
That guy.
It's Brendan Schaub and that guy from The Hangover. Guys, calm down. And a bunch of other movies. And, he plays characters. And he's on stage for...
That's what you've been getting in Vegas, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone goes, what the UFC Expo, so they recognize me. And then with you, they're like, it's that guy.
Yeah, they go, hey, can I take a picture? Did I go to high school with you? Like, no, and then I have to go through my resume. And they still usually go, nah. Woo! Get louder with that music, please, if we could.
Yeah, if we could turn the hip-hop up all the way in the back so they can't hear us, that'd be even better.
And we could teeter a baby right on the edge of that stage so nobody pays attention.
If you can't find a seat, you got to sit on the floor. Nothing wrong with that.
We're just gonna talk until we bring the people in. Brendan Schaub here, ladies and gentlemen. You get to feel him up if you come in the next 15 minutes. He will stand still while your hands roam. He is a whore for attention. Brendan Schaub, ladies and gentlemen. Big Brown. We're going to oil him up, and you guys get to let your hands roam.
Real quick, Bryan. Now, we start every show, The Fire and the Kid, with a song. I know you got a song.
Well, I'm not going to sing a song until we have a lot of people here.
You're sure as hell singing a song for these people.
Well, I have hip-hop.
You have hip-hop in the background. So it's like beatboxing.
I should hip-hop it. Which,
no, you're not rapping. You're for sure not rapping.
Is it called rapping?
Yes.
I said hip-hop it. I'm getting old.
Are you going to hip-hop it?
Look at this. It's starting to get more crowded. Please, people, calm down. It's just Brendan Schaub and that guy, that sometimes working actor. Calm down, everybody. Please, take your seats. All right.
Give us a song, Bryan.
Let's have a seat.
Can we sit down?
I'm going to give us a song as we thicken up a little bit, as we get a little... Because we don't have a theme song for the podcast. Does everybody here listen to the podcast? Yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, we're going to be rich. We keep doing this for, 15 years, and we're going to fill this
Another
place.
2 weeks?
Woo!
Things are looking up. We already got questions.
So what we're going to do is we're going to just start talking about the fights. And was there any doubt that Weidman won last night? I know. He's tough, isn't he? Got carried into deep water. It's all about cardio. I like asking Brendan really dumb questions. Look at this. More people. That's it, guys. We're just talking.
Real quick.
We're not into the meat of our podcast yet.
Real quick, when on the podcast I talk about watching the fights with fans and the ridiculous questions I get, no one brings up stupider questions in the world than this guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
It's because I'm a huge fan, but I just don't know what it's like.
I wrote down some of the things he said last night. He said, these guys are sweating, these guys are good, and we have a fight on our hands.
Well, no, I asked you how tired on a scale of 1 to 10 Machida was.
In the 5th round.
I was nervous.
In the 5th round, he goes, you think Machida's tired?
And I said scale of 1 to 10, and you said 5.
5.
By the way, I want to apologize. He got me a large. He came into my room when I was taking a shower. We have that kind of relationship. And after he took me in, and he was like, how the heck is it? How is that? Why are you so thin here and everything's so crazy up down here? he gave me this large, and I personally have a fetish. I don't like when T-shirts come down to here. I like to show off what I got going on here, which is my golf physique.
Little apple bottom.
So, yeah.
First of all, that is a boy's large, so I thought it was going to fit.
It's a boy's large. It's not funny.
It's a boy's large.
I don't like hanging around. Like, sometimes Big Brown and I wear the same shirt, and it's very interesting because I look like he won me. It's kind of like a before and after, like before you add water to the big man, and then it's me. So, you know. Louder, please. Louder. Louder with head rush. Buy your head rush, then come on over. Well, I think we're just going to start talking first about.
I'm not doing anything to kick this thing off with a song.
Oh, you want
I'm
me
not
to sing?
going anywhere.
Well, I wrote down.
I'm not talking to anyone.
All right, here's our theme song. I don't.
And you wrote it down.
Well,
for the first time
I
ever.
knew you were going to make me, and I didn't really. This is kind of lame because I wrote it while we were eating breakfast and you were talking to me. So, do you guys want to? Should I sing it like a ballad or should I sing it like a western? What do you think? How many people want a ballad?
Right?
Ballad?
Like an 80s ballad.
Oh, cheesy 80s ballad. Oh, all right. All right.
For sure, belt it out.
This is the Fighter and the Kid podcast, where we break down fights, we break down life, and everything you like. He's Big Brown, they call me the Kid. He's built for war, I'm built for dance, and to run away, and to prance. But at least I'm in proportion, 'cause Brendan's got a big body and the head of a little kid. He's got a big body but the head of a little kid. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I know.
Yeah. Yeah, now we can start the show.
Take my bow, bro.
Oh, okay, nice.
I'll never be a singer, huh? It's so sad.
I love it. Now we can go.
Kind of
Now
lame.
we can go. What's up with Mexico,
Oh, by
man?
the way, we're going to do a Q&A. And you guys can answer we'll answer all your questions.
That'll
I
be at the
did
end.
have one story about Mexico. I told him I was going to tell on stage. So we go to Mexico, and my buddy decides to take mushrooms with a girl he meets, and we're all hanging out in this big house, and he's naked with this girl, and he comes out and he's big and he's not in shape. He looks like warm cheese in shoes. I'm not kidding. I was like, oh, look, he looks like warm cheese. And this girl, I think he paid her, but he wouldn't admit it because she was kind of like, walking in these high heels, and she was naked. And so me and my buddies were like, where are they going? And they walk, literally, I go, hey, Jared, where are you going? And he just looks at me and he goes, like that, and walks out the door. We don't see them. We do not see them. I wake up at 5 in the morning, and I still don't. I check his room. They're nowhere to be found. So we realize that he just disappeared. Well, get this. It comes like, say, 7:30, and we decide we got to call somebody because they're just gone. He got lost in the desert. They got lost in the Mexican desert somewhere. And by the time they had to take golf carts, they found him. He had to go to the hospital because he had quills, cactus quills, all in his ass and everything. He spent 4 hours as they were pulling the quills out, and he got stung by a wasp, and his whole face was swollen like this at night. So that was it. And
Hold on,
She
real
was
quick.
fine.
What horrible story, first of all.
Bad story?
Horrible story. Everyone,
My friend got
whole
lost.
face glazed over.
No, I blame the music.
And what part of Mexico are we talking here? We're talking about like Juarez. We're talking about like Cancun. Big difference.
No. It was in Cabo.
All right.
Yeah.
Pretty friendly.
Yeah, friendly, but there's you'd think there'd be it's a desert. It's not tropical like Cancun.
What did you tell me when I went to Mexico? I was in Mexico, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
First of all, I'm terrified to leave L.A. Never want to leave L.A.
He's a baby. He thought he was
No,
going
I
to be kidnapped.
CNN. I watch CNN
He thought
all
he was
the
going to
time.
be kidnapped by the cartel because they want him. Because they wanted him as a trophy.
I'm
or
a dime
something.
piece, son. I'd go for a nice, pretty
The
young
cartel's not
ransom.
attracted to
I'd
you.
go
They're
for a
not gonna-
nice, pretty young
What are they
ransom.
going to do, kidnap you and feel you up? That's not how they operate. You're not like a prize to the cartel.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. He's that vain. He's like, I'm really cute. They might want to kidnap me. I'm kidnap bait. You're a giant UFC fighter. Nobody's doing that.
They're looking for
All
rich
right.
white guys.
Yeah. All right. Let's. I think we should go into Q&A.
No.
We
not
have two
yet.
mics there. Yeah, because
No,
otherwise
for sure not yet. For
Not
sure
yet?
not yet. No.
Oh, what do you want to do? Break down the fights?
No, man. Let's talk about the expo. Things going on at the expo.
How's it been going for you?
It's been going. Good turnout.
Wait, I have a
obviously.
question. This is an honest question, and I haven't asked you this. I'm going to put you on a spot because I know this happens to
It's gonna be
Brendan.
horrible.
When have you had anybody like a man have his girlfriend take a picture with you, and has her hand roamed your back or the small or the beginning of your rump right there, getting pointed at?
Right here. His girl? Sorry, brother.
Fun to feel that barrel of snakes through that cloth.
Well,
huh?
I talk about this on the podcast Fighting Kid all the time. When you do signings and a guy bring his girl who's very attractive to the front of the line to meet not only me but another fighter, I would never do that. If she has a huge crush on the guy,
Well, they're good-looking guys.
for
I was
sure.
backstage. Anthony Pettis, he's a dime piece. He's a cutie pie.
Not bad.
And so is
Not bad.
and by the way, Cain Velasquez.
Cain,
very
easy on the eyes,
symmetrical
too.
face. Yeah, handsome.
Mocha
guy. They're
brown
gladiators. I wouldn't want them around my woman. I start producing estrogen around those guys. I can't imagine a woman.
I'll tell you
I
what-
literally have my tits are a little softer and tender. I'm just being honest. And my ass tends to perk, and I'm straight. It's really weird. I can't help it. I get all soft in the eyes.
I'll tell you right now, if my girl goes, you know what, I love John Jones, guess whose booth we're not stopping by? John Jones.
Yeah, John Jones is
Not going by there.
He's straight up the alpha male. I got him over you.
Do you?
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He's champ number one.
The expos are interesting because in Vegas, the diehard fans come here. So we're around fans nonstop. In the hotel, you can't go anywhere. It's a good problem to have. So I decided to leave the hotel and go. I've never been to a Vegas show. So my friends who were supposed to take care of all of it, decided to buy tickets to Zoomanity. Anyone been to Zoomanity?
Oh, Zoomanity.
Been to Zoomanity?
Yes.
Real quick, you
Talk
don't
about
go to
getting horny.
Zoomanity with 3 other guys. I don't know if you guys know how Zoomanity, it's like a very sexual show.
That is a little, yeah.
Topless girls, they're in thongs.
Did you not know what to do with your hands?
No, man, everyone's sitting there, you got blood flow, it's not good. Super awkward. Super
Blood flow.
awkward, man.
Everybody's
So my
got a hard
first
on.
experience was Zoomanity with 3 dudes.
Nice.
That was my experience.
Boner Central, ladies and gentlemen. Boner Central in Las Vegas. Zoomanity.
Boner
3 guys.
control. 3 guys.
Walk in straight, leave gay. Can you guys hear us, by the way? Yeah?
Yeah,
All
they're
right,
good.
good.
They're
Good,
good.
because we got some walkers.
They're good.
All right. What else? So how's it been going? How's the expo been going? Fake question. Keeping it moving.
How's life? How's life?
Great. Amazing. I'm here in Vegas. They wanted me to do something else. I was like, I'm doing the UFC expo.
I'll tell you what was fun is I was not at the fights. We attended. You actually came with me. We did we hosted a party for the
$60
fights.
cab ride, $60 American dollars, and the cab ride was about 10 minutes. So somehow
was
it cost
fun.
$60. I got taken. He was taking back streets. It was great. Thanks a lot for that, by the way.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
just
terrible.
glad you're here.
I had to go under the crust of the earth. It was so weird. I don't know where they took me. We literally went down a tunnel in this terrible casino.
Too far for you? Were you surprised at all with any of the results last night in the fight?
Was I surprised? I expected actually Machida. I didn't understand how Weidman was going to solve Machida, the problem that is Machida, but he did it exactly the way you're supposed to, from what I understand, is just keep pressure on him and don't let him breathe. Don't stand on the outside. I'm really impressed with Weidman.
Well, we made predictions.
Well, who isn't?
We made predictions before the show. And Machida is a good friend of mine, training partner, so obviously I'm biased towards Machida. However, at the 185, at the middleweight division, it's just full of killers. And I thought there was no possible worse matchup for Weidman than Machida. I thought he could beat anyone else in the world but Machida.
Yeah, because it's really hard to plan for someone like Machida because you can't find a sparring partner.
Well, guys like Machida, Struve, John Jones, Gustafsson, you only get one live shot at these guys. You cannot duplicate it in practice. You just can't. So you get one live go with these monsters. So it's tough to deal with. But Weidman, none better. At middleweight, he's going to be there for a long time.
Everybody was surprised at Ronda's really fast victory, but you weren't surprised at all at the victory.
No, I called it. Most of the girls Ronda fights, and I call this the Mike Tyson effect, before she even gets in there, most of these girls are beat.
Yeah.
You got to realize these other girls aren't the superstars Ronda is. From day one, she's been on the spotlight,
been an Olympian.
main card. She's carrying pay-per-views. These girls are going from the prelims playing grab ass on Fox, you know what I'm saying? Fox Sports prelims, to launch into the main event, they're doing
It's a lot of pressure.
nonstop.
It's a lot of pressure, yeah.
And then you got Ronda, this little killer who's a once-in-a-lifetime fighter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you still got to deal with that. So most of these girls are screwed before they even get in there. We've only seen it happen once in combat sports, and really it was the Mike Tyson effect.
Yeah, Mike Tyson effect. That's true. That's
What?
actually true.
I'll tell you who also walked away last night that I think opened a lot of people's eyes was Uriah Hall. He looked good, right? He
Yeah.
looked good. He looked good.
I was on a plane.
You missed that.
I was in a cab coming to you.
He looked good.
That's it.
He had the hands down. His toe. First of all, his toe fell off.
Did it?
His toe fell off, literally in the middle of the fight.
That's
and
not
he
fun.
continued to fight. I thought he looked good. I thought he came away. And then Struve. So Stefan Struve and I have the same manager, and obviously he's been going through some heart issues, trying to make a comeback.
Not easy.
I was surprised by the matchup. I was surprised. Struve's been off what for? I don't know, a year and a half. Is that right, DJ? Evan the Beard? Evan the Beard. First of all, we got to give him a shout out.
Anybody who listens to the podcast, stand up for a second, Evan. Show the people your beard.
Evan
Show
the Beard in the house.
That's real hair, man hair, ladies and gentlemen.
He's the co-captain of Abbott Kinney Fight Club in the house.
If you're a girl and you like a mouthful of hair, he will make out with you.
Yes, he will also make out with you after the show, and Brian will tell you jokes.
When he goes down on a girl, he goes like this. Somebody order broom service. Down there like that. See that? Play on words.
But, yeah, I like it, man. I like it. Back to Struve. That went down a weird path.
No, they laughed.
They kind of liked it.
It's a smaller laugh.
So
It's a Sunday laugh.
Struve's been off for a long time. You would think you would have kind of a warm-up fight, almost like a gimme fight. Matt Mitrione calls out Struve, so they give him the fight, which I didn't think was going to be a great matchup for Stefan at all. And I'm sure you guys heard this. In the back, warming up, homeboy passes out. He faints. They say it was a panic attack. Either way, with a guy with a heart condition like that, heart surgery, think if that happened inside the octagon. That's what you can't have happen. There could be nothing worse for the sport than a guy to pass out in the octagon before anything else happens.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he goes. For me, and for a fellow heavyweight, that was the fight I was looking forward the most, honestly.
You were looking forward to that?
I knew Ronda was going to smoke her smoke her girl. I thought Machida, Weidman was a great fight, but honestly, I wanted to see Mitrione Struve. In the heavyweight division, it's an interesting fight.
Yeah, Mitrione's got something to say, man. Those hands. Why don't we start? Why don't we take some...
We will in a second, Brian. We will for sure get to the question in a second. Hey, guys, real quick, this is Brian's job on stage. For sure, relax. You get paid to do. You make a living.
I just feel that people want to ask us.
That's
some
fine.
questions.
We're doing a show, Brian.
But keep going
for
on.
Sure,
Struve.
relax.
Right.
So, Brian, what is next for Machida? Or what's next for Weidman or Machida?
Well,
Start with the champ.
I think what's amazing about the 185-pound division with Weidman is that it is just killer's row, man. But the good news is I think
most stacked division in.
Well, the other
UFC.
fighters are great, but they're a little bit more. They're a little bit easier to game plan for. And the fact that he was able to solve Machida bodes well for guys like Jacare and those other guys in the weight class. Gegard Mousasi, Jacare, Luke Rockhold. I mean, look at how deep that field is. But I do believe that you're talking about now that Weidman's done that to Machida, I feel like those guys are easier to plan for. You can find sparring partners that can mimic those guys.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's an easier fight.
No, it doesn't mean it's an easier fight, but it's more predictable, right? True or false?
True, but that doesn't mean it's an easier fight.
It's never an easier fight, like I know. But it's not easier. But I'm just saying that at least you can plan. It seems like you can plan more for it.
Where's Machida go from here?
I think he's...
The thing is, because at 185, it's just about matchups. I always say this. Top 10, top 15, it's always about matchups. The number 15 guy might match up great with the number 1 guy.
Yeah.
But number 3 doesn't match up great with number 1.
But
That's
the good news is Machida's always exciting to watch. Machida's a huge name, and we will always watch Machida because you never know what's going to happen. So I think for Machida, he just keeps fighting whoever they put in front of him.
And then what's next for your girl Rousey?
Ronda, I don't know. I don't know enough about the women out there, and I don't know who can give her a fight.
I'll tell you what, you didn't hear a peep last night from any girl, right? On Twitter, nothing. No one's like, oh, I want that fight next.
Yeah.
Some were probably thinking about it, and then 16 seconds later, like, what the No, we're cool.
My feeling is with Ronda, the only thing you get is if there's a really good striker out there, like a really good K1 striker or a really good boxer who can then have the kind of takedown defense that Machida does, then I would like to see that fight.
And that X-Men's going to fly down and fight her, right?
Well, that's the question.
Man.
But that's what you need. The formula would be you're never going to beat her on the ground. You're not going to – what's that?
Who? She ain't ready yet.
Holly Holm?
She'd be close, though. She's close with her boxing.
Yeah. Somebody who can
give her some
stand
takedown defense. True. She has the striking. Yeah, you're right. That's probably the close. That'd be a great matchup.
That's the formula.
Holly Holm is a beast. Yes.
Yeah, somebody who can stop that takedown and then bang it out, and who's got more experience.
Again, though, you take Holly Holm, who's fighting on Invicta, right?
Come over here. Come stand over here, please. Bring your child. We'll keep it clean. Oh, look at the cutie pie. Come on over. Please, sit in the reserve. Sit in reserve. No, we're not gonna. I'm not trying to put a spotlight on you, but sit, please, please.
This place just got a lot better looking.
It sure did.
And not because of you, Brian.
Oh, sorry. No, I get older and creepier. It's weird.
Back to Holly Holmes, though. This is what I'm talking. The X Factor. So you take Holly from Invicta and you bring her, launch her into the main stage against Ronda. She has no UFC fights. It's just tough for these girls to deal with, man. It's tough. So they're looking to build a star. You know what I'm saying? They gotta build.
Well, but here's the other thing.
You got the strawweights coming, which will be a lot better. But that's a whole nother.
But one of the things though is the more tape there is on you, the more of a liability, right? Like the more tape there is to watch on somebody, the more you can game plan.
16 seconds on Ronda? What do you?
That's what I'm saying.
We learned, don't fight her.
Sure, but the more you fight, the more there is to game plan for. If you're somebody who's just coming in, they know nothing about you, and you're a really good striker, that's an advantage.
Ronda is so far advanced compared to these other girls. It'd be like taking LeBron James.
She's advanced.
No, listen. It's like taking LeBron James, putting him in those short booty shorts with Jerry West, and having them play back in the NBA.
That's a little okay.
That's how it is.
Well, wait a minute.
What LeBron James would be doing those people.
But there are strikers who are her equal or better.
This is not boxing. This is not K1.
I understand.
That's a
but what you
point.
can do is you can figure out a way to keep it on its feet if you are then able to stuff the takedown and stop her from bringing it to the ground.
Stuff the takedown.
Yeah.
So you're saying you
like
take
this.
A world
here.
He knows how to do it. He knows how to do it.
Under here. See, a lot of guys go here. I do this. Wide base here. I'm wearing Japanese denim. And it's like, I know, it looks like children are wrestling under a tarp. It's just my quads. And here, children, that's my metaphor. Here, under here, hip in here like this. And now where are you going to go, Brendan? You're doing shit.
Nothing.
Sorry about that.
Sorry
about the SHIT. Cover her ears.
Think
She's
Brian's
a
a fight expert.
But you see that, guys. You see that. That's from Kung Fu when I used to jab my fingers into rice. My master, I don't do this bullshit MMA crap where you're like, oh, no, we did, it's all this stuff. I don't know why you don't use this. I don't know why you didn't use this with Orlovsky. You should have come in here and hit here, and then you hold it like this, and you look at the camera. You do that, so it comes from your hutta. I'll leave right now. I don't give a shit.
Get out of here. Drop the mic. Get out of here, Doug.
Oh, hold on. No, wait, my shirt. I like to tuck it. This is what I do when my shirt's too long. I tuck it. I go like this. I'm like, oh, sorry. Guess it tucked itself.
Again, boy's large. It looks good, though.
It's funny how, as a guy, I can't actually walk with one foot in front of the other the way they teach girls to. But I would actually make. That's not a bad. Hold on. Let's do it. I'm going to show you how you walk if you want to really turn it up. So a lot of
like
guys
walk into the octagon, or walk into a bar.
This is how a lot of guys walk from like a bear. And when you want to walk from your hips, just all it is bang. Look at this. Look at how loose. Look at that. Thank you. Thank you so much. You want to give it a try, Johnny Fever, or are you afraid? Apparently he's a good athlete, but he's not as supple as I am, and that's where the difference is.
You know why, Brian?
Really
you know why? You know what the difference is?
What?
I don't have to train to learn how to walk into a bar. It's just kind of.
Bro, that's how you. I'm just saying, if you want to turn it up, let's do a couple things. I just want to see if Brendan can actually use. Let's see how supple he is, because he's a bit of a bear, right? Right? Please stand up for a second. Let's do a couple things.
Ridiculous.
Let's
getting weird.
Let's see how you reach. Watch this. I've never taken dance, but look at how I pop. Look at that. It's that. Let's see. Can you even mimic that? Pop here. Let's pop there.
Well, first of all,
let's start there.
Nothing can be more clear who's built for dance, built for war.
I'm just saying. I have a very supple
body. Let me see it.
Oh, you can't tell. I have obliques. Anyway, I did core work yesterday.
I got to see it again before I
It's just, it's here. So we're here.
I'm sweating right now.
I'm relaxed. He's nervous. I'm relaxed.
Super nervous.
I'm popping. Look at the pop.
You just
and,
kinda-
and pay attention to the fingers, though, dude. Pay attention to the fingers. Very hard to be a straight man and pop that way. It's really not even allowed, from what I understand. You're not allowed to pop and bang guys. Those are the two rules as a straight guy, unless you're in Europe. All right.
It's against everything I stand for. Well, I'll try. It's kind of like a pop.
That's not, no,
It's got-
not really.
Damn.
Not, you gotta.
It's pretty
you're
legit.
Doing this, dude. It's gotta be, you're not popping. Let's relax, tension at the end. Let's see that. God. Do it, dude.
So stupid.
Do it. You wanted to play with the big boys? Let's go.
Bam, son.
He's not. Can you?
Built
Can you?
for-
Let's.
built
Can
for
you
war, built for
reach?
dance.
Can you reach? See, the head goes back. Can you do that?
Why would I ever do that?
I don't know, bro.
Why would I?
Just like,
what? Where?
just like putting you on. By the way, is that a medium shirt? Is that a medium? A little tight on him. It's a little tight.
I'm sorry.
Don't wash it.
I'm
Whatever
sorry
you do,
I
don't
worked
wash
out.
and
I'm
dry
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry.
It's adorable. You can't even reach, can you?
Again, I don't know why I would reach out like
I'm
that.
just showing you what I'm made of. That's all.
Sweating.
Thank you.
Sweating. I mean,
Thank you.
bam. You know what I'm saying? Bam.
It's not bad. Not bad.
bad.
A little more pop if you could.
A little more oomph in it.
A little more oomph. I got a little carried away. Sorry, my wallet's on the ground. All right. Are we ready for questions now, or?
I mean, if you want, my man.
Let's do it.
You guys want some questions?
Let's get
Please
some
make
questions
them
in
good.
here.
Please make them good. Who's up first, my man?
You can ask anything
Got a spotlight
you want.
on you.
Anything you want.
Great shirt, by the way, my man. What's your name?
I'm Ben from Las Vegas.
What's up, Ben from Vegas?
Ben, what's up, buddy?
Hey, I got one for each.
First of all, congratulations on your slope shoulders. The kid obviously does CrossFit.
Thank you.
He's in shape. Go
Not
ahead.
CrossFit.
What do you do?
Just like powerlifting, regular weight training.
Good man. Powerlifting.
He said, I woke up like this.
Go ahead.
So first for Brendan, hypothetically, if you got a call yesterday at 7:15 at night from Dana White, he said, I just got a call from Stefan. He's not in. We need you. We need to take one for the team. You got your mouthpiece. You got your gear with you. Come on down.
Yeah, it's actually a dream of mine. What? I don't have to go through training camp and think about the fight for 8 weeks? Sign me up, man. And I already beat the guy? Yeah, I would have done it in a heartbeat. Listen, I even thought about texting Dana White when I heard about it. I was hosting a party, right, for the UFC fights. Right. I thought about texting him, but then me and my manager talked about it. You got to deal with commission. They would never sanction it, right? They wouldn't pass me fast enough. But I would 100% do it. That'd be a dream of mine.
Well, he's always about 2 weeks out. He's always in shape. Always in shape.
Right.
Which is one of the reasons he's able to stay injury-free, because he never really stops training. Which is, a lot of guys, it's so intense and so hard. A lot of guys have to take a break, but Brendan actually doesn't. I have a treadmill in my house. He's always on it.
And I got one for Brian, too.
Go ahead.
I know you're a former high school wrestler. I am, too.
1 year. 1 year high school wrestling.
How long was the layoff between high school wrestling and when you started doing mixed martial arts or martial arts?
Well, I went to college to wrestle, and I hurt my back, and I think it was psychosomatic because I couldn't stand losing weight. I went to Dan Gable's intensive wrestling camp, and they trained us the way and those guys overtrain. And I was like, if this is college wrestling, you can keep this shit. So I go there, and oh, my back hurts somehow, and I'm convinced it was psychosomatic.
So you faked an injury and quit wrestling.
Psychologically, I faked an injury.
So what he's telling you guys is he quit wrestling when he went to camp.
And then I got into Taekwondo, and I competed. It was full contact, but we never punched in the face, so I never really talk about it. And then I realized I was never going to be a pro because I just would rather be a silly goose, and I don't really. I mean, you saw how I pop, but I'm not good enough.
Good. What?
And then I got into jiu-jitsu after that, and still now I do a little boxing.
Ask Brian what happened when he decided, this is dead serious. We were on Loveline. We were doing the show Loveline with Dr. Drew, and he decided to challenge me when the show was over.
Yeah.
We were dead serious. I had to choke him out in front of everyone at Dr. Drew at Loveline.
I did escape his armbar.
You did.
I did squirm out of that, and then it's a little bit like getting caught in a whirlpool or with an anaconda. It's kind of ridiculous. There's not much you're going to do when he grabs you. I always worry that, we're close, but I always worry something's going to short circuit. And even if you're in a room with like 6 other regular guys, if he loses his mind, everybody is going to die. Everybody's going to die. And somebody might get, cornholed. So, you never know. And that's always a looming threat. I'm sorry.
You're weird, man.
Well, dude, you look
That's
at me.
never
You
gonna
look at me a
happen.
little bit soft sometimes, and that's fine. It's
I
not
can be a little sweet sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a cutie pie. But thank you for your question, brother.
Good question, bud. Love the shirt.
Over here, we'll switch back and forth. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, homeboy, this is your girl, right?
Awesome. Hey, relax.
I told you.
Hey, Brendan, relax.
She was extra frisky at the UFC sign.
Hey.
Oh my God.
What's up?
All right, so fuck, kill, or marry Ronda Rousey, Misha Tate, or Ariane Celeste.
Oh, dang, girl. Fuck all of them. All of them.
Real quick,
100%.
have you met my creepy friend Brian?
And married.
And he's 47.
47. The older I get,
Every bit of 50.
When you're 47 and you're horny, you're just creepy. People are like, get the rapist out of the room.
So is F, marry or kill? I would marry Ronda. I would probably kill Misha. This is horrible. I like them all. And obviously I'd hook up with Ariane. There you go. Brian?
Nah,
Creepy Brian?
I like them all. I'll marry
No, you
all
gotta
three of
pick
them.
one.
All three I marry. They have my breakfast in the morning. I have sex with them all the time. I'm drained. I look like a prune. I age. I have like progeria right in front of them, and I don't care. I just keep going. I'll do whatever I have to do. Take testosterone, human growth. I'll shoot Viagra. I'll eat Viagra like Tic Tacs. I will satisfy all three of my women, and God help them if they fight over me. It'd be terrible.
there's Brian's answer. There you go. Didn't
Sorry,
answer it at all.
My eyes literally glazed over. I forgot I was on stage. Sorry, I was about to.
Brian,
my
you
hand
have a
was- my hand-
massive boner right now.
I know. Sorry about this. My Japanese denim is barely. Luckily, I strapped down. Orange, what's up, brother?
Guys, okay, I got a question for you. If we get Brian and Will Sasso on one end of the octagon versus Brendan,
Yeah.
how long does it go and how does it end?
Well, Will Sasso and I have talked about this.
We've talked about this.
We had an at-length discussion about what we would do if we had to fight Brendan. The problem is Sasso's a big boy. What Brendan would do is he would come right at Sasso and unleash a barrage of shots and knock him out, and then there'd be me. And then I guess I'd be left to kind of, I don't know, either pray or just lay down on the ground and arch my back. I mean, there's nothing else I can do at that
Is
stage.
that inside of the first minute?
I think I've rolled enough with certain guys and pro fighters. I rolled
you
with
have, Brian?
I rolled with
You've
Nate
rolled
Marquardt.
enough?
And one time, Nate Marquardt and I, he was giggling, and as he was twisting me in pretzels, he was kind of giggling. And you know when you stretch in the morning, like you're like, that's how slowly he was moving. As I was cheating, I was nibbling on his ear, I was trying to cover his mouth. There was nothing. So I'd say about a minute. Yeah. God damn it. Oh, sorry. Next.
What's up, brother?
What's up, buddy?
Hi. All right. So first, the UFC's the big stage, the main stage for MMA. Brendan, you competed at Metamoris 3.
Yes.
So I want to get
Metamoris 2.
2.
Yeah, whatever. Keep going.
Hiron was 1. I did 2. Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to get your opinions on what Halleck and the rest of the races are doing with Metamoris for BJJ.
Yeah.
And Metamoris 4.
Yeah. I think it's great. I think it's amazing what they're doing for Jiu-Jitsu. Any way it goes with the Cyborg match, where I took a lot of heat for it, where we did the 3 easy steps to shutting down Cyborg with Schaub, which you can get on YouTube. Listen, no matter however you approach it, Jiu-Jitsu is becoming bigger and bigger. So by putting on these super fights, everyone's talking about it. And then they have one, I think, August 4th. Is that right? August 4th in L.A. You got Chael. Is it August 9th? Thanks, brother. You got a jiu-jitsu guy down there. With Chael competing, you got Josh Barnett competing. So you're getting a lot more UFC guys, which are drawing in UFC fans. Listen, jiu-jitsu is a beautiful martial art. So I think the more views we can get to it, the better. And with these huge names, it can't get any better. And submission only is great, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey guys, I'm a big fan from Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worldwide,
Little
baby.
Aussie over there.
Worldwide. You hear
Aussie,
that?
Aussie, Aussie.
You hear
Oh
that?
yeah, oi oi oi.
Down
So,
under.
I've got a question for Brian and Brendan, if
Sure.
we go left to right. So I'm a professional singer, and Brian always negates his singing ability, right? I don't understand it. I think he has an excellent voice. I get into that.
Thank you.
Right?
You're
I
a
agree.
good man.
Yeah.
You're my favorite questioner so far.
So I was just wondering when you're going to release a compilation CD of all the...
Of all those
All of our
songs, that
songs, it's a
all those
great
songs
idea.
I come up with on
That is a
the
great
fly,
idea.
that's a good idea. Well, I'm glad you asked. I don't know. I wanted to sing a song, and I wanted to hire a tuba player to accompany me because I don't think that's ever been done.
Hell yeah.
It's such a ridiculous instrument.
Do you get into a bit of air sax when you're like...
Yeah, the air sax.
Yeah.
I'd love to. If I could play, I'd like to play this.
Well, what I want to do, I want to release a Fire and the Kid holiday Christmas album.
There
Hell
you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Brown.
That's
Come on. I know you got some
What was
for us.
that?
Give us a
Alright,
Fire and the Kid song, my man.
It was the night before Christmas, the fighter and the kid.
unwrapping presents. Oh my God, it's a big dick.
And
Yes!
for
Dude,
Brendan,
I swear to God, we're using you as the intro.
hell yeah, I'll do it. And Brendan, I've been a huge fan for ages. I think you're the juxtaposition between your skill and your personality is always disarming because you're such a effing nice guy.
Thanks, brother.
And I think it's only a matter of time before you get the title, man. So,
I hope so, brother. I hope so. I appreciate
Careful,
it, man.
Cain Velasquez
For
is right
sure,
there, man.
clap louder.
Keep it down.
For
Keep
sure,
it down.
clap louder.
Keep it down. Keep it down.
For sure, more people get into
Hey,
this.
let the fans make their
I
choice,
was back
bro.
there, one guy was like this. Nah.
Yeah.
For sure, leave. Yeah.
No, stay. I like the controversy.
No, I'm kidding. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it.
And if I can get a photo with you guys later.
You got it, man.
Yeah.
After the show, we'll
After
be
the
down
show,
here taking pictures.
We're going to be taking pictures. We can talk and take pictures, have sex, whatever you want to do over there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, or in the privacy of my room. Next question, sir.
Amazing.
Yeah, you're awesome. Great voice.
I was just wondering if I could get a demonstration of Bryan's skills, because he's always talking about like wheel kicking. And
Yes. Give him a wheel kick. I'll hold your mic.
Yeah, right. On a Sunday when I've had 4 hours of sleep. Not happening. Not happening. Dude, I'm not doing a wheel kick, but
You can kick that off, though.
Yeah,
I'll hold
there
it.
you go.
what is that? I like that.
It's a head.
That's a head. Yeah, you look like you're fucking, you look like you're rocked here. I haven't stretched.
You can give us a little kick. First of all, and I've always called his bluff on this. Bryan says he grew up doing taekwondo. I beg to differ.
Yeah.
And don't blame those tight-ass
You want me to do
jeans
a
that you
wheel
can't
kick
throw a
in my
kick.
jeans?
You
Right
can-
now?
Well, the kid asked for a kick.
All right, let's see. Hold on. Let's see if I can do it with mic in hand, all right?
Real quick, if I get injured doing this, I'm going to be furious.
Watch that baby, because that head will come off. Actually, for real. Cover her. All right, this is ridiculous. I can't. I mean, I haven't stretched. Peer pressure, and you pull your groin. All right. What are you going to do? Hold it?
I'm not nervous at all.
Come on. All right, ready? So say he's my size. All right? All right, here we go. Now, there are a couple of techniques.
Let's start with one.
One
Take
is,
from there.
just hold on to it, because I'm going to show you how you use your hands first. So one, if you're a regular guy like me and you want to use your open hand, you're like, dude, I don't want any trouble. See what I did? I go, dude, I don't want any trouble. See how I turn my body? Or if I want to catch him this way, it's like, bro, we're just having a good. See how I slap them, and look how I hold this position here. I hold that position because now please hold it back up. Now it's backhand here. So it's up here, and then backhand here, holding position.
So you cheap shot him. So we call that a cheap shot.
That's
right
called
there,
a
bro.
paintbrush. I paintbrushed his face here and then down here. I teach a seminar. It's $1,500, but it's so worth it. A lot of hands-on relaxation techniques where I touch. So you want to see a wheel kick in my jeans? This is so, at 47 years old, this is sad. This is
Finally caught up. All this
sad.
lying about taekwondo.
All right, you've
finally
seen
caught
the
up.
video. Some of you have. All right, let's see if I can actually.
Back up.
I'm doing it with the mic in my hand just because I think it's better.
Just
All
give me a demonstration. Let me see what you're going to do before.
So I'm going to turn
Okay.
and kick. And
this
here's-
won't hurt my wrist at all. Let's
And
do it.
here's the actual difference: is a lot of guys when they kick, they turn their foot.
For sure, just do it.
So you just
For sure,
turn-
don't coach them up on kicking.
But I'm just going to do it lightly. All right, ready?
Kind of. Super nervous.
Dude, don't be a baby, man.
What, my wrist?
He's such a
I'm not
prima
gonna lie to you
donna.
guys. My wrist
He's
kind
like
of
a heavyweight.
He has no idea what he's doing.
He's
Let's
literally,
be honest.
You know what happens? He's literally this badass who's like, I'm chilly. We'll be in a room. He's like, I need a sweater, or I'm starving. I'm feeling lightheaded. It's unbelievable.
Right? Just
All right.
please kick
All
this
right.
thing, so we can move on. Do not. It's a horrible idea. Pretty legit. Bow. Take a bow, my man. Thanks, brother.
I should have knocked it off. It was I kind of tapped his chin. I used to use it though a lot. So
well, my hand
video-
hurts.
You look
That
at
thing definitely didn't
1987
absorb
videos.
anything.
Are you okay, man? I hurt your hand.
That's all right. I'm probably
Can't
out
play
of my
the piano.
I probably
this
can't.
week?
I probably can't fight 2016.
All right, good. I won't be able to walk.
Next question. What's up, brother?
I'm Dan from New York, and
What'd you say?
I'm Dan from New York, and I have a question for my friends back there.
Okay.
Wants to know if you guys had to run for office against each other, who would win?
If we had to run for office?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
I mean, I know all the dirt on Bryan.
That's the problem.
I would destroy him.
Yeah, I got so many skeletons in my closet. I'm a dirtbag. I'm better now, but I was such a degenerate that I think just a mid-level journalist could just scratch the surface and the whole facade. All of America would be like this because I'm a bad guy.
It wouldn't be a contest.
Yeah, I was on. When you're a young guy in L.A. and you're on TV, it's just, you tend to take advantage of that. Creepy. But
hold.
No, I think Brendan would probably. Although, you ever heard he says things like he pronounces eeny way. So he doesn't understand the English language. He'd have to take some diction.
What about Afghanistan, Bryan?
Afghanistan.
Well, you say it's pronounced Afghanistan. Afghanistan, which makes me sound suspect.
Super suspect.
Next question, sir.
Thanks, brother.
Have you guys ever dated anybody that was like the girl next door, completely innocent? All of a sudden, later, months, years later, she turned into a code red chicken head.
Chicken head? Are you talking about chicken head or are you talking about freak in the sheets? Big difference.
Like chicken head, code red, get out.
I used to start with chicken heads, and then I would try to make them in the girl next door. That never worked because I'd start with I would find projects it'd be a nice girl from a good family, and I'd be like, nah, I want the girl with the track marks and the bat tattooed to her face. I like that girl.
And you're gonna bring her home
with huge daddy issues. That's my favorite combination: high heels and low self-esteem. Daddy issues. I love that, but that's my problem.
I'm assuming you're asking because you have a problem right now.
Probably.
What's up, man? Talk to me. It's like Dr. Drew. Talk to me.
Because right now, my chick, she's just asking for way too much that I can handle. I'm just like, hey. I need my space right now.
How long have you been dating?
For about 2.5 years.
And how old are you?
20.
Bro. And she's already acting up?
Yep.
Over. End it.
No, hold on.
No.
I got a point of view.
What you say to her, or you can tweet it to her, text to her, just say, lose my number. That's what you do.
No, listen to me. This is what you have to understand at 20 years old. Women think very differently, thank God. And so if you're approaching the relationship where you want her to think like you, it's not going to happen, bro.
Ever.
They're just very, very different. They think very differently because they have to. It's what makes the world go round. So my suggestion would be to try to be a little bit compassionate and try to, as best you can, see where she's coming from. And, by the way, if you try to approach problems rationally, it's harder. Thank you very much. But it's true.
Real quick.
Ladies, back me up.
Yeah, great. Great, Bryan. Great. Yeah, this is great. This is an alter ego for Bryan. He is not like this. Real quick, I would listen to Bryan. You're talking to a guy who's single and whatever.
Yeah,
Bryan's
listen to a pro
married with 2
athlete
kids.
with the cauliflower
Don't listen
ears.
to me.
Yeah.
I make horrible decisions in my personal life. Carry on.
Yeah. Be compassionate, man. And if you love her, just try to understand where she's coming from. I broke up with the girl because she fell asleep during my favorite movie, Raging Bull. I was your age. I didn't understand that she was like, why am I going to watch this movie? It's just a different way.
You're
of
also
thinking.
20. Who cares? It's gonna work out.
Yeah.
You won't talk to her in 5 years, promise. Next question.
How you doing, Mason from Arizona?
What's up, Mason?
I know we were talking about Metamoris earlier. I know I've seen you there. You competed in it. Ronda Rousey, obviously we know she's awesome at MMA, #1. But looks like she can't be stopped. She made some comments recently that exploded on the BJJ community.
About Gabby?
She could beat anybody in a gi or without a gi in BJJ. Do you think if they signed her up for a Metamoris event, she could compete in that form?
Listen, not only would she compete, but she would dominate. Ronda's a very close friend. I've seen her in a gi and no gi. I've seen her destroy guys, black belts. She's an absolute monster. I'm telling you, she's a once-in-a-lifetime type of athlete. It's a different animal. As far as her doing Metamoris, she would never do it because she has so much to lose. Because what she has to gain from that, you know what I'm saying? So for her, I don't think she would ever do it. I'm telling you, man, she would destroy any chick in the world, gi, no gi, any size, any weight class.
We're seeing a lot more UFC people getting into Metamoris. You think that's going to keep increasing?
Maybe until it gets too big and the UFC goes, nope. I don't think you're ever going to see UFC versus UFC. Like, you're never going to see me versus Frank Mir and Metamoris, I don't think. Would I do it? 100%. 100%. I'd do it. I'd jump to guard. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they would. The UFC would allow UFC versus UFC athlete and market it.
What would be your dream match if you had anybody in Metamoris?
That's a great question, man. Probably Frank Mir or Verdum. I'd love to go with Cyborg again. Really would. Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh boy.
Now you
Yes,
get me
sir.
fired up.
Morning, guys.
How are you?
I'm all right. I got a question that'll change the pace a little bit. You two are funny, you're charismatic, and you like to have a good time. But with the UFC and its growing corporate culture with Fox and corporate sponsors, they're starting to crack down on, I don't want to say shenanigans because it's a funny word, but they're becoming more PC. You know.
You mean boring?
Well, that's a good way. Like, for instance, I guess it was a Martin Kampmann fight, and Joe Rogan said Martin Kampmann comes from behind more than Lance Bass. I mean, that's funny shit. But the problem is,
that's tough.
well,
yeah,
depending on your taste. But with these new corporate sponsors, it seems like they're cracking down on the loose lips, and there's more of like a moral code. It's starting to become like the NFL in a sense. Is that a growing fear?
No, this is the thing. So if you look at the NBA playoffs, the ratings were at the very highest when they would do the halftime show, when it was Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, and all those guys, when they were making fun of each other, when they're having fun making fun of each other. That's when the ratings were highest. People want to feel like they're chilling with you at the table, they're in your living room hanging out, they can relate to you. When it's like RoboCop, when you have these droids up there, like Martin Kampmann throws a kick. He throws 30 kicks per round. No one can relate to that. It's not fun. So I think why the UFC's grown so fast is you have personalities like Joe Rogan. You have personalities like Kenny Florian, John Anik, all these guys who can do that. So I think that's why the sport's growing so fast, because more people can relate to it. It's not scripted. It's not bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
But the more something grows, that's going to be an inevitable consequence. And I think that if you look at like the NFL and stuff, people figure ways to work around it. I think the big issue becomes you've got vocal minorities, you've got people, and when you start creating an atmosphere that is reminiscent of something violent in somebody's past or whatever it might be, so if it's off color. See, the problem with using racial slurs, for example, is people say, well, I didn't mean anything by it. The problem is that if you are using a racial slur or something like that, it has a history behind it. And often that history is violent. Often that history is not a very pretty one. And that's kind of what happens, I think. So that's why corporations are very, very concerned with that, and they should be.
It's a fine line. It's definitely a fine line. Believe me, I'm just getting used to it myself. I've said some stuff on the Fire and the Kid, I'm sure you guys have heard, where I'm a little too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Where I get so comfortable, and then an article comes out where it says, Schaub says this about UFC video game. Where I was like, what? I was joking, man. But people, when you look at it in just bold print, it's not joking. So even I've had to kind of censor myself somewhat.
But it's not going to take away from things. I know there's this fear that it's going to kill the edge or the humor. You can be funny. You can always be funny and not be offensive. You know, it's just you just got to be concerned.
Fine line.
Well, I mean, you're taking guys who grow up in bad areas. I mean, it's like boxing. They used to ask boxers, if you weren't boxing, what would you be doing? And I'd be robbing your ass right now. And not to pick on Nate Diaz, but he's a guy from a hard neighborhood. He's from Stockton. You're asking a guy who...
But that's fine because they can. Because they can. They do. Look at Henry and Huron.
But that's changing.
Look at these two
real quick.
Two tall,
Henry and
skinny
Huron
killers.
in the house. Look at these
Henry
guys.
Henry and Huron. Look at these guys. Look at these cutie pies.
Look at these guys.
Couple of dime pieces, by the way. Talk about tall, dark, and handsome.
Couple of jiu-jitsu dime
tall,
pieces.
Tall, dark, and handsome, and will tie you in a knot. Can't stand it. What's up, fellas? Guys.
I agree with you, man. It's a super fine line. However, coming from a rough neighborhood, all that stuff, that's great, man. That's a great story for boxing. Times are changing. My parents loved the shit out of me. I fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't come from a rough neighborhood. I came from blue collar. A lot of guys have. You know what I'm saying? You don't. That's the thing. People associate fighters coming from these horrible backgrounds. That is not the case, and the UFC is proving that. If you do, great. You can come from any background.
And if you do come from that background, you rise to the occasion. What's up, buddy?
Love the Bronco shirt.
Thank you. Just for you, my favorite chicken stripe black belt, soon to be second degree black belt in chicken heads.
Nice, man. Good luck with that.
But my question for Brendan, both you guys can answer it, but why do you think motivates fighters to keep fighting when they know that they're never going to be champion? Like a Uriah Faber, who's like 36, but yet he has 2 losses to Renan Barão. He trains with the champion. What do you think motivates him to keep fighting?
Well, I think, in Uriah's case, the UFC is trying to get him to have the belt, right? They're doing whatever they can to have him to have the belt. So when you have those opportunities in front of you, he definitely needs to pursue that. He shouldn't quit because he's lost to the 2 champs. He has a chance to become a champion. He's in a great position. Not to mention the guy's making serious money. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to fight when you're making that kind of money.
It's always a challenge too, right? You're fighting some guy who maybe it's not for the belt, but there are a lot of guys out there that present the challenge of your lifetime, and it seems to me that anything you do in life isn't so much about, it might be about the belt, but it's also about who you become as you're faced with this journey, man.
Not everyone fights to be the best. Not everyone fights to be a champion. Some guys are cool with being that win one, lose two, win one, lose two, and they're a face, and they go in there and scrap, and that's what they're about.
But yet they get like paid well because they get like fight of the night and
True.
all that good stuff.
True.
Oh, and
I mean, nobody wants to see Lyoto Machida not fight because there's a chance he may not win the belt. It's still exciting as hell for him. It's still a challenge for him and so much fun for us. So because he is a great champion in his own right.
And if you were a UFC fighter, which weight class would you compete in, and who's your dream fighter?
I've already thought about this a lot. I walk around at 170.
He'd fight at strawweight.
I would clearly have to suck down to 35. I'd have to go out with a team alpha male, throw myself at Uriah Faber's feet and go, please teach me. I'll lose all the weight. I'm long and skinny. Maybe I have a chance. You saw my wheel kick. Hard for a 35-pounder to deal with that.
True.
I'm talking I have to fight in the women's division. And even then, I said to Brennan, in all seriousness, I said, how long would I have to train to actually hang with Ronda? And he goes, in dead serious, he goes like this. He goes, not happening, man. I go, what do you mean? I mean, I'm just saying, how long would I have to train? He goes, it's not happening.
He was dead
train
serious,
as long
by
as
the
you
way.
want.
He was
I
dead
like,
serious. He thought
that
he could
doesn't
beat
make
up
me
Ronda.
feel good at all. But so this is, to get to, I think I'm such a super fan because I see a little bit, I watch Brennan and I see some guys and how much they train and how much you have to know and how relentless you have to be and how many people are knocking at your back door. It is no joke. Everybody talks about how hard sports are, but this is a kind of sport where you have to be multifaceted. You got to know how to kick, punch, wrestle, submit. It's 1,000 things.
There's no sport harder in the world.
Never relax.
Nothing compared
and you
to
might
MMA.
get
I have
really
gray
hurt.
hairs. I have gray hairs everywhere. Stressed out right now.
Yeah.
Is that it, boss? Thanks, brother.
Go ahead, buddy.
Last question.
Wait, I just want to add on to Uriah Faber. Like, that's the California kid. Like,
5
that's
minutes.
my guy, yeah.
Cool, man.
My question for
Brian,
dude.
the kid.
Yeah.
You for sure forgot
Just call me the kid.
Forgot his name.
Cool, the kid. All right, cool, all right.
Yeah, tight-fitting
All right.
skin.
Thank you. If you had to choose, man, 10-minute podcast or your own podcast, which do you love doing more?
I don't even think about it in those
No,
terms.
you have to choose one, though. You
I have to choose one. I like the fighter and the kid. I wouldn't be allowed to quit. Brennan would threaten me.
All right, cool.
Yeah, definitely.
And my question's for Schwab.
Schwab.
No, I like Schwab.
Hold on, real quick.
Brandon Schwab.
Let's cover this. You called him Brain. You called me Schwab.
It's not Brandon Schwab, by the way. It's some of my friends are like, "Oh, is that Brandon Schwab?" It is. Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
Like
Yes,
that.
it is. That's my favorite. Someone goes, dude, I'm your biggest fan. Brandon, I got to talk to you.
Well, I pronounce names funny the way I pronounce them. So
You're good.
Brian.
You're good, man.
Yes, sir.
Just giving you a hard time.
And the second question, like, where'd you get the T-shirt? That's a cool ass T-shirt.
We're selling them.
Well, hold up, Brian.
Not the one you're wearing, Brian.
You can get it off our website, thefireandthekidshop.com. Yeah, we just released them on Thursday, so selling like hotcakes, my man.
All right, good. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Guys, thank you so much for coming out, man. We really appreciate it. I know it's Sunday, and keep
It's
listening.
Sunday. A lot of you are hungover, dehydrated.
Oh.
And right after this is the UFC Hall of Fame Award. They're giving it to Pat Milicic, and Dana White will be up here, so I'm sure you guys are sticking around for that. We appreciate you coming out. Brian and myself will be over here taking pictures. Yep. Brian will show you his wheel kick with his pants off, whatever you want.
Exactly. Whatever you
All
want
right?
to do, guys.
Appreciate
Thank you so
you guys.
much,
Check
man.
us out. The Fire and the Kid. We're out.
Peace.